take it off, bro. We can do shirts off. Should we do shirts off?
Y'all want to do shirts off? All right, let's do it. Hell yeah.
At least for like.
Yeah.
It's all good
All
because
right.
I'm not on camera.
Until we cool down. That's right, man.
All right, I like where this is going already.
Yeah, I dig it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, did you see the new Bob Dylan Rolling Thunder
I saw a trailer for it,
Oh, okay.
and it's at the IFC Center.
thing? Yeah, it's also on Netflix.
Oh, is
not
it?
To be a
I
buzz,
watched
not to
it.
be a,
I watched
not to be a
it.
buzzkill.
I'm gonna
watched
go
it last
see it.
night,
I'm
though.
gonna go see it at IFC in between
Quality of
spots.
the footage.
I know
was just
it is mesmerizing.
I'm looking forward to a night where I got a spot at like 7:30 and not another one till like 1 a.m. And I'll go catch a little Bobby Dills.
Yeah.
You know.
I got invited to Lincoln Center and then copped out and watched it on Netflix. Is that bad?
A little.
I mean, I have a nice flat screen and one of those like sound
Good for you.
systems. You know.
Good
I
for
mean,
you.
So
I just got Time Warner or Spectrum, right?
yeah.
And the guy who installed it was like cool as hell. We're like smoking cigs, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, dude, you
You
got
can
Netflix
smoke down
on
here,
here?
I think. if you-
Nuh-uh.
I think
No, he
so.
said no.
Go for it. Go
No. Shirts off, cigs out.
Shirts off,
Shirts
cigs out.
off,
I mean,
cigs out.
Go
let's
for
wait
it.
and see if somebody complains.
Yeah.
But it's a basement.
Which you well, you
I
know
quit
what?
smoking. I want to talk about that for a second.
I got a butt pouch that I
A
keep
butt
my cigarettes,
pouch?
my butts in.
Wait.
so that I don't
I saw
litter.
you do some wild shit with that
Yeah.
up there. I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah. I
What's
keep all
he
my
doing
butts in
there?
here because I feel bad
I
about
commend you for
polluting.
that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if
I'm
you
for it.
smoke,
No.
I don't know.
It's
Well,
literally-
it
I tell Carmen, I tell my daughter, people who smoke are selfish and they litter all the time.
Yeah, well,
Well, I mean,
it's
you don't
good
gotta
to
go
put a
that far.
negative stereotype for
That's
the
an
daughter.
8-year-old.
It's an
Come on,
8-year-old.
Come on.
But have you read Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil?
No.
This is a good book.
Yeah?
For you, I'm recommending it.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
because I
do
know
it.
I know that
I'm
you're
gonna write it
into
down.
getting your shit together.
Yes.
As am I. And
Yes.
you're I've
Outwitting
done a
the
little
devil.
bit of research on you.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
I couldn't resist psychoanalyzing you too.
Oh, here we
You're
go.
fun.
I can't wait.
You're
can't
fun
wait.
across the board. And I listened to a bit of the Duncan Trussell one, and that got deep.
Oh yeah.
So I
love Duncan.
Yeah, he's really cool. I
He's
would
become
love to
a
meet
good
him.
buddy of mine.
Yeah, is he as cool as he seems?
The
Or is
most
he-
righteous
or is he
dude
a
around.
Psyop?
He's great.
No, okay.
He's great, man.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I love hanging out with him. We had the
Yeah,
most fun, wild, deep talks.
that's cool. That was
Yeah.
that got deep. That one.
Yeah. I dig anyone that I can have like a deep talk with and then like joke.
Yeah.
Deep, joke.
Yeah, deep,
you know.
deep glory hole.
Yeah. Oh, you have done
Sorry,
the
I
research.
beat you to the punch on that.
Oh shit! It's so I always forget that all my shit's out there,
Yeah.
and so it's like very funny when I go on like podcasts or whatever, and people are like,
Yeah.
"So
And
how
then
about
maybe
this?"
you don't
and
feel
I'm
like talking about that.
"Where'd
right?
you find that?"
Right, like
you
maybe
know?
you feel like, yeah, I shouldn't have brought that up. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't
Well,
wanna talk
hey, you
about
know, I'm an open book, baby. Read me.
Yeah, you are.
You know.
it.
Yeah.
But but let's go with Outwitting the Devil real quick because
Yeah.
it's Napoleon Hill who wrote Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know Think and Grow Rich, that book? No. He's
No.
from like the 1917 sort of 1930s or something like that.
Okay.
And in this book, Outwitting the Devil, he interviews the devil, and and he asks the devil, "What's worse, drinking or smoking?"
Whoa.
And I know you're a sober guy,
Yeah.
and so you don't drink. But the devil, and I'm a sober guy too, by the way. I don't drink. It's been
Hell
it's
yeah.
been years since I
Nice.
drank.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. But the devil says smoking is his favorite thing to fuck humans up, more
Yeah.
so than drinking.
Uh-huh.
And this was like in the 1930s.
Yeah.
When doctors told people, "Hey, you should smoke."
While they smoked.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
While
yeah,
they
yeah.
smoked.
While
You
they're doing surgery in an open room,
Yeah.
not sterile at all, and
Yeah.
they're smoking.
You should smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's good for you to smoke. So this book was ahead of its time, and it didn't get published until 2010. But the reason why the devil said he likes smoking is because it creates drift. it creates humans to drift, and from drift he can get in there and like
interesting
and work all his seductive.
Because whenever I smoke, I'm drifting away from something.
Well, it's like I look at it like because I've recently quit smoking. I'm not trying to high step, and plus I had the Juul, which is just a constant like nicotine pleasure device.
I was juuling indoors and then smoking outdoors.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. True addict through and through.
Yeah, I've been there. But I'm a runner now, and if I smoke, it's harder for me to run.
I cannot run half a block without being like
right,
but I ride my bike everywhere,
and you crush it up the bridge.
So weird.
You go the bridges, no problem. Do you
no.
pass people on the bridge?
Oh yeah, I got a little bell, ding ding. You know, hand signals are very important.
Brooklyn Bridge or Manhattan Bridge?
Williamsburg.
Oh really?
Took me about maybe like 20 minutes to get here.
Oh yeah.
Takes me about 25 to get to the cellar from my front door.
Yeah.
You know, which isn't too bad at all.
What's the
cellar? Got good
like?
Tunes playing. It's great, man. It's the best.
Yeah.
I love it there. Yeah. It feels like a real home. It's nice.
How long have you been?
A year.
Working there.
A year yesterday.
What, that you've been just going there and
actual work, like got past working there as a comic.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great. But it's great because tonight I gotta leave here and go there for the 8 o'clock, and it's gonna take me like 8 minutes on my bike, which isn't too bad.
Right.
But if I was gonna walk, I was gonna have to leave way earlier because it's like a half-hour walk.
How often do you work there?
Man, they've been really good to me. So I'll be there anywhere between 2 to 7 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
When I was looking you up, I checked the cellar's schedule, and it's like you're at the underground, at the cellar, like on every single multiple times a night.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's really great. I mean, they have 3 venues all under the umbrella of the cellar, and you can bounce back and forth between the 2, which is really great. And one night I had to host 2 shows at one time, which is like wild. So I'm like running back and forth down there, and I love it because the Village is so great. I'm such a fan of like old New York. Like I have very much respect for the people that came before me, and I got to stop and think, like Carlin, Dylan, Hendrix, they all beat their feet to the street doing what I'm doing right now, you know. So it's funny to imagine, me, getting off stage here and then zooming down the block, and I wonder how many times they did that, to go from one spot to the other. And then like you get to know all these characters in the streets that like live and breathe the fucking Village, and there's all these guys, there's Pops, this old guy, his name's Colin Ryan, and he sells books, and he's a Vietnam vet, and he was in the hospital in Vietnam, and he was there for 2 years. I go, how'd you pass the time? He goes, eating pussy and Percocets.
Is that why his voice sounds like that? I swear to you, go talk to him on the street. That's exactly how he sounds. There's Tiger Hood, a dude that hits government milk cartons across the street, and he's like autistic for golf. Tiger Hood.
Yeah. There's a dude named Jamaica. He's from Jamaica. He sells drugs and he calls me Delaware because that's where I'm from.
Right.
So I'm running down the street to get to another spot, and he goes, Delaware. I'm like, Jamaica. We fist bump. I fist bump him too hard because I'm like running with all my force.
That's great.
Yeah. There's Judah, the guy with the tinfoil all over his head, the shiny shoes.
Yeah.
He's got tinfoil in his mouth, on his head, and he acts like he doesn't. It's fucking great.
It is that's the thing about. Because have you ever fucked around with LA? Have you had
I've been there twice,
with LA?
and
really? That's it.
Hated it.
Wow, I've
hated it.
See, me and LA have a vibe too. I hang out in LA. I love LA. I'll spend months there, but when you come to New York, it's exactly what you're describing. It's the emotion on.
Yes.
There's nothing like the emotion on the street.
Yes.
Just from the ladies,
yes.
from the from
yes.
all the people you're describing,
and
the
smoking
dudes, whatever your
is my thing. So I sit out on the stairs at the cellar with me and a couple comics, and we're just smoking. That's the good
thing about smoking.
Watching everything go by, seeing shit, commenting, joking, and it is just like the life I've always wanted to live.
Yeah, it is. It's the best.
I feel like, a little mayor of town going around just knowing these characters and seeing people. And, my grandfather in Delaware was like that. He was a barber on on this street. He had a shop, and he knew all the shopkeepers and everything, and he'd go around at Christmas and give everyone candy, and everybody knew Danny, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can bring a little of that to New York, and it feels nice.
That is nice. I wonder if I could do that with like pranayama breathing on the street instead.
Oh.
No, that's not a
Get
social.
people to breathe?
Like, yeah, just like
that's hilarious.
breath of fire on the street.
That's
you know?
great. Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'd fit right in. Actually.
Yeah, why not?
That would fit.
Then you can be Billy the Breather. That's what we'll call you on the street.
Okay, Billy the Breather. I like that. I think of the historical figures a lot when I go like around St. Mark's Church and all that, and I think about like Jack Kerouac or Allen Ginsberg, Red Hal here. I don't know if he did, but in my mind he did.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
for sure, man.
Yeah, you know, all that history.
Oh, dude, Lower East Side, right around here.
Yeah,
I mean,
right here.
These streets, Lou Reed used to fucking cop dope in the park, and fucking around here used to have people shit on his face and all this crazy shit, you know? It's fucking amazing. Yeah, but New York City, man, I'll never, my favorite line in Ghostbusters, what are you laughing at?
It's funny. You're funny, dude.
Thank you. My favorite line in Ghostbusters is at the end when Winston Zeddemore goes, "I love this town." That's how I feel all the time.
So how long have you been in this damn
2003.
town? Okay. Good amount of time. But that is the way I feel about this town still, too. And I've been here, not that it's like a bragging thing, but even longer. You know?
Hell yeah, when?
Yeah, like over 20 years now.
God damn.
25
That's
years,
great.
something like that.
I love it.
And it's like, I feel like that, too.
Yeah.
But I go away for long periods of time. Like, I'll go do the winter on the West Coast.
Oh.
I go to this little town in
You
Mexico.
little hibernator.
Called Todos Santos, Mexico.
Whoa.
Baja.
The Baja man.
I'll go look at whales and like.
Who let the Joe out?
It is Who Let the Joe Out all the way.
That's great,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I gotta leave this. As much as I live and breathe this town, I gotta leave the city every once in a while, or else I lose my fucking mind.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. And when you come back, it like reinvents itself for you. It's like
when you cheat on a partner.
Yeah.
You got to get out. You got to get away. And when you come back, you love it even more.
That's what's happened to me.
Mm-hmm. I got to write that down. That was great.
That was. Well, we're recording this, by the way. So,
okay.
So it's all recorded on multiple cameras and audio. Shit, I had a good thought.
I wanted to ask about the Comedy Cellar. It seems like it's its own universe.
Yeah.
Over there. And is it self-sustaining just to be at the Comedy Cellar every night for you?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of comics in town who go there. Like, how many people pretty much like are there every night?
I mean, it's a rotating cast of characters, and a lot of you like last night, fucking I'm hosting a show and it's just fucking bonkers. Jessica Kirsten goes up and blows the roof off. I mean, she demolished. She got a standing ovation from half the people in the crowd on a fucking Saturday night 9:30 show, you know. And then she closes the show out, and it's like, this can't get any better. And then I got to bring Judd Apatow on stage.
That's incredible.
You know, and he couldn't follow her. But
well, there you go.
you know, but it's great, and you know, it's funny when some people are out of town, you get more work. When some people are in town, you know, the spots are slim pickings. But I've been very fortunate in the year that I've been there to get a lot of work and kind of rise to the occasion and do a good enough job to where I'm working constantly, which is fucking great, you know. But that place, you always want to be on your toes and step your game up because you know nothing's guaranteed.
How often do you have to like change up your material?
Well,
if you're working constantly.
It all depends on the show, on the scenario. You know, if I'm emceeing, if I'm hosting, a lot of it's crowd work, and then I kind of go into material because I feel like as a host, all the other comics are doing material, and if you get the crowd too into crowd work, they're going to think they're the show.
Yeah.
But they got to be part of the show to like loosen them up and get them all right, and then you slowly spit on it and slide the jokes in. You know what I mean? So everyone can get used to getting fucked with jokes, you know. And but then like on regular
slide the joke in. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so everyone understands, you know.
I think everybody understood that.
That's right. That's I did a good job then.
Parents, put the kids to bed at this point.
Put the kids to bed. The shirts are off.
Once the shirts went off, it was like time to do that. That's an interesting point you say about the crowd starts thinking it's about them, because I tend to do a lot of banter as a musical act, And
music and comedy is way different.
I know, and I want to get to that, but
similar in so many ways.
But I could get the crowd could get riled up and think that, and then I gotta just go song after song. But how?
And it depends on what song you're going into, how riled you get them up. If you rile them up and then you go into like a slow acoustic song, it's like what the fuck? There's so much energy in the room that you got to be in tune with and pick up on and vibe with and grab and ride and everything. That that's so important. And I say this all the time, and I say it to say to myself, but this is all so much more than jokes. Jokes are such a small part of all of this.
Oh my God, I love that you're saying that, because my dream is to be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I'm even doing a podcast.
Cool. Well, we got enough. Stay in your lane. But
but what you just said was super inspiring. That it's not even about the written material. It's more about presentation, personality.
For me,
I think for everyone.
And I think, but I mean, funny is funny. You got to be funny above all.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you got to be you got to be. Well, we'll see what happens on stage. But we got to be. You got to have jokes. Yeah. Obviously, you got to fucking make them laugh. You got to keep their attention.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the psychology of it all, the energy in the room, what goes on outside when you're off the stage, dealing with all these rejections, all these things.
Explain that more.
It's
you like just talking yourself back onto a stage, all the knocks you take, like all that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you're not on stage, you're writing, you're pitching, you're working on projects, you're doing creative things.
Yeah.
And a lot of those things lead to nowhere. You work so hard on this thing that's your baby, and then you got to be able to take your knocks, and it's poker.
Right.
You play your hand, and no matter if you win or lose, you go on to the next hand. And if you obsess about your last hand, it's going to fuck up the hand you just got.
Right.
And if you future trip on oh man, I need this card to come out, and it doesn't, you're going to be even more disappointed. So you just got to play your hand, take your winnings, take your losses, move on to the next hand.
All right. Speaking of cards, then.
Here we go.
Pick a card. You got helium?
Yeah. Hold on.
Helium.
Yeah, helium.
I don't fuck with helium.
Oh, he doesn't fuck with helium.
Yeah,
we don't need helium.
I ain't doing that. Why? What was this? What were you going to do?
You're going to read this card, and the helium voice is funny.
Oh, no.
But you don't fuck with helium. You'll take your shirt off, but no helium.
I know. I don't want to do anything that will alter my state of mind, and helium will suck some oxygen out of my brain.
Yeah, it's not a drug, but go ahead.
Wow.
This is an Angel of Abundance Oracle card.
Whoa. This speaks so much to my heart.
I knew it would.
Wow. Can I read it?
Of course.
Yeah? Conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy... Oh, I only read power to heal and help the world. With your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. What?
Oh, my God.
As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase... Fuck that.
Fuck that.
But also, conscious consumer.
Bro, see, it does.
A little bit.
It does.
A little bit. I
Right.
dig the fact that I got the power to heal and help the world, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But buying products.
But then it went into some weird,
I know. What
political
is this?
campaign.
Yeah. Is this sponsored by Elizabeth Warren?
Okay. All right, I got successful funding.
Whoa. What is it? Why does all this have to do with money?
Your idea is divinity guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea.
Which deck is this, Joe?
I don't know. It's a new one I bought. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. By the way, support us on Patreon.
There we go.
By the way.
Yep.
And what's your podcast called?
Sex Ian the City. Yeah,
Nice.
That's right. Yep, check it out.
I got words of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words.
Mm.
There.
Wow, that's so funny. It was given to the guy who said the least on the podcast.
Exactly.
Well, but he's also the producer and the booker, and he's constantly critical of my interviewing skills.
Whoa,
Yeah.
how's he doing?
Joe's doing good.
Yeah.
But I have to tell him, because there's a good, I box, and there's a great boxing trainer that says, tell people what they're doing right rather than telling them what they're doing wrong.
That's so
Positive
important.
reinforcement.
That's
We've
so
literally,
important.
We've literally had that conversation
That's so
recently.
important.
So that card also.
I dig that. I dig that.
Do we do the whole podcast shirts off, or do we put shirts
Doesn't
on?
matter to me.
We can put shirts on.
Let's
I'm
put
cooled
shirts
off
back
now.
on.
It'll be like a 4-shirt part series.
Yeah, I just think, and then we can trade.
Well, it's funny because
and then we can trade shirts.
Yes. Well, I can't go up at the cellar all fucking sweaty and wet. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's a wild one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was a painting my grandfather made.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just got this. It's Gail. It's my mom's name.
That's cool.
Yeah, she got Ian right here.
That's nice.
She's like really sweet. Sorry.
That's okay.
Has anyone ever been this much of a mess on the podcast? I doubt Dave Hill's doing this.
I don't know. This was. Wait, what's that mean?
No, I love Dave Hill. He's the only guest I remembered in the email that you mentioned has done the pod.
We have Todd Barry coming tomorrow.
Oh, I love Todd.
I know,
That's so
excited.
great.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
awesome, man.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah. I'd hang out a lot at
Comedy
the cellar,
Cellar,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's my punk rock pal.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
buds
He's
with Henry Rollins, Ian Mackay.
Should we ask him a question from you?
Yeah, no. I'm afraid of him.
You are? Are you?
No,
really?
I'm kidding. I'm
How
kidding.
high is he in the comedy hierarchy?
Oh, come on.
He's great, man.
He's super high.
He's so high. That's the thing about the cellar.
I thought you were talking about how, like...
You were surrounded by such great, talented people that it can't help but light a fire in your ass to be up there with them.
What and how do you think it compares to like when all those comedians out in the West Coast talk about the store, the store? I
mean, the store is a totally different vibe.
What do you think the difference is?
The store has a weird dark energy with it.
Oh yeah, it's got
feel.
like the guy, like some death happened.
And I feel like
drugs,
a lot of it there is like you gotta no one tells. There are all these unwritten rules, and no one tells you about them. And so, like, you'll make an ass out of yourself, and everyone will be like, and like laugh at you.
Oh, really?
It's like, yeah,
more
like,
of a hazing environment. Or
hazing
tough
through
love.
like there's that at the cellar, but it's
tough
with
love.
There's tough love, but it's always with like, I'm doing this because I like you, I respect you.
Yeah.
At the store, I feel like it's like a malicious thing. Like this guy. I showed up there for the first time. I was booked on a show, and there were a bunch of different rooms. I went and I go, hey, man. And he goes, I don't have the time for this. And I go, oh, sorry. I was just wondering where this is. And he goes, look, it's over there. I just, you got to leave. And I'm like, okay. And not, it's so weird moving further along in this, and I still view myself as like a no one, so I just was like, okay.
Right.
And then like later this guy found out who I was, but knew that
you
I'm like
serious cred.
Whatever.
We can call it serious cred.
But he came up to me and goes, hey man, 2 years later, hey, I just want to apologize for being rude to you. I just thought you were a shitty open micer. I didn't know who you were. And I was like, whatever. It shit happens.
That's a weird apology. Why not? Because the apology, in my opinion, would have been good if, hey, I'm sorry I was shitty 2 years ago. And end there.
Yeah.
And then that way you can just pretend.
But then that gets in my head because I view everyone as like equals, and I never want to be like, hey, you're below, you're above. You know what I mean? So I was like, then it makes me shit on myself to be like, hey, I'm a nobody, man. It's like, what? So I'm dealing with a lot of perception, dealing with how the world perceives me and understanding that and being okay and aligned with that.
And how do you think the world perceives you?
I don't know. It's like a good, funny dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're well liked.
Yeah. And it took me a while to see that because I did not like myself well enough.
Whew, I can relate to that one.
Yeah. It's tough, man. But I think that's why, like, a lot of people that feel that way get into the creative fields because then they let their work speak, and then it takes a while to catch up for how to perceive yourself as how others perceive you.
Yeah. I'd spent a long time, just trying to be impressive with like music and this, that, and the other thing. And then over the last few years, I really switched the focus to just like working on myself as my priority. Yeah. And then all the work is kind of becoming better and better and stronger and stronger.
All of that self reflection and chiseling away at all the plaque we have in our lives builds up and bleeds into every other thing in our life.
Yeah.
My relationships have been flourishing ever since I've really started taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And that's very important to me,
Have you ever heard of NoFap?
The response I'll give, it may be one of ignorance because I don't specifically know what it is, so I'm going off of what I think it is.
Yeah.
Is that where you don't masturbate?
No masturbation.
Uh-huh.
I just thought this would be an interesting topic to bring up to you, just based on some of your material too. Like how
I've tried to do that.
How free you are with talking about your proclivities in that realm, you know.
Yeah.
I just think it would be interesting because I'm currently practicing that.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that why you hit on that girl when we were walking down the street? Because you got a bunch of fucking jizz saved up?
I just said she had nice shoes.
He goes, nice shoes, tall people rule. I was like, what the hell is that?
She was tall and she had nice shoes. And she smiled.
And then he goes, nice bazungas. And I was like, Joe.
I did not say that. That part is bullshit.
Then he went up and sniffed her ass like a dog. It was very strange. You got to jerk off,
this all happened in your mind?
No, I've tried to do that. It's very, very difficult.
You try every day.
I try every day till about noon. Then I give in.
No, but I was just like thinking too, because that would be like a funny left turn for you to take in your material too.
Well, I have tried that, and I found a sense of ease after a sense of discomfort. You know, it's like quitting anything. You have withdrawal. You know.
Well, I was like thinking that too, just based on like quitting drinking, quit porn. You know, like porn.
I've
porn
done that
is destructive.
Very.
And I've like eliminated that out of my life for years now.
Whoa.
And that's been incredible. You know?
Really?
Oh yeah.
You dig it?
I definitely do. Yeah, it's
Wow.
definitely a big thing. Like,
good for you.
For me, is as like deep of a healing thing as no drinking. Because that shit is like, that shit'll like just fucks your.
Yeah.
Well, it fucks your brain up in a lot of ways, because what it does is it like, what's it called? It's such an endorphin power punch. It's like heroin or something.
Yeah.
How crazy, like, you know, euphoric that shit is.
I'll look at it on my phone.
Right, and so what that does is it spikes your endorphins, and then what not watching it does is it resets all your endorphins. So then therefore, like, you have like this sort of easy, like, pleasure. Things are more pleasurable, easier. Like riding your bike over the bridge is suddenly like, wow, this feels really good. Whereas if you spiked your endorphins before that bike ride, that shit would just be like, this kind of sucks. You know what I mean? It works like on that level, and then it works on the level of also like brainwashing you into all kinds of forms of sexual behavior that maybe aren't really intrinsic to who you are, but you'll never know because you keep like getting brainwashed, like you keep like actively brainwashing yourself with those kind of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the brahmacharya like thing of like just maintaining your seed and semen retention and all that kind of stuff is powerful. And yeah, you do wind up telling girls they have nice shoes on the streets a little bit easier, but also that's not a bad thing, because then you're out in the world and you're not like, you know, it's like, it's fun. And that girl smiled, and
she loved it.
She loved it.
She loved it.
I did not sniff her butt.
No.
And the bazooka thing didn't happen. Everything else did happen.
Yes.
I will admit.
And guess what? They were nice shoes.
They were nice shoes.
They were cool shoes.
And she was really tall.
And I like getting, well, you
like
know,
she
then
was like as tall as me, so it was
very
like that.
yes,
and like
yes.
that's why I said tall people unite. Like,
yes,
it
of
was
course.
like, you know.
No. Now you're in your feelings.
No, I'm not, bro. No, I'm not.
No. I totally get it. I totally get it.
That's
I whenever I see someone with something I like, or like something I identify with, like a band shirt or something, I'm always like, yeah, hey, all right, you know, because I feel like it feels good to reach out and make a connection with someone in that moment. That's why I love riding the bike.
Yeah.
Because when you have an instance of people that go and they panic because you're coming, you have a split second to reasure them that it's okay and go.
Coming. What are you like coming?
Like you're coming down the street.
Oh, I got confused because what we were talking.
We're talking about semen, right? Well, I come when I'm on my bike.
Yeah.
But when someone sees you, they have a moment of panic, and you can reassure them and go, "No, you're okay," and then smile, and they go, "Oh, okay." And it's like a little planting seeds of connection wherever you go.
Planting seeds. Man, your brain thinks. Man, if you went nofap. I can't imagine what your language would turn into, because it already is super sexual.
Yeah, I'm an incredibly sexual being.
Yeah,
I just wrote a joke where I was like,
but all great artists are.
Yeah.
That's across the board. But like Nikola Tesla, he was like a no-fapper dude.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's why he discovered how to light up the whole world.
Because he had nothing else to do.
Because he had nothing else to do but hang out
Imagine
with a pigeon
that, right?
and like figure out how to be a genius.
Yeah.
But
he'd be in darkness if he was jerking off.
And I don't like. I'm just like thinking like when I was like checking out all your work and stuff, I was like thinking like that would be such a cool thing for him to go from like being like speaking a lot on this subject and then transitioning into this subject too. And I think that would be like a cool dynamic arc, and I hope you don't mind me saying that.
Not at all. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I respect you in that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Because I told Aiden I might bring that up, and he goes, "Well, just be nice. Make sure you're nice to the guy."
That's his word card.
Like,
that's his word card.
Like, hey, I'm gonna be nice, dude. What do you mean? I'm like,
no, I think that's interesting because that's also something not a lot of people are talking about too.
Right. I like talking about it. You know, and what's weird about talking about it too, though, is it's like if you talk about the fact that you're not doing it, you're the pervy one. Like I find that weird.
Right.
Like people listen, oh, you must be a freak if you're not doing that. Like
yeah.
It's like,
well, it's like when you quit drinking, you had to quit because it was so bad. So if you quit jerking off, it's like, oh, it must have been you must have lost jobs. You know.
Well, I'm sure I did.
I lost my kids.
Talk about
I jerked off too much. Lost my kids.
Well, you literally lose your kids.
Yes, every time. Trillions.
Trillions of kids could have been had.
I love during the Alabama thing where it was like, if abortion is homicide, then a blowjob is genocide.
Right. yeah.
You know.
That's pretty funny.
But I think that's interesting, and I think these vices I have, I would love to cut them out, but there's a sense of fear because then it goes, what will I have? You know, like if I quit smoking, what will I have? If I quit jerking off, what will I? And I've definitely used jerking off as a coping mechanism.
Right. Well, you talk a lot about it in your act. So,
yeah.
You know, and I just know I've gotten a lot out of like annihilating porn out of my life. Like, and it's one of those things where it's so socially acceptable. Even though like everybody does it in private, but like the internet is like obviously that's like apparently the most popular thing.
Right. Well, it's so hard because what is pornography? If you look at Instagram and you follow butt models or even girls,
I've had to unfollow them.
Yeah,
I had to.
I mean, really,
that was a process.
Even girls or guys that are constantly in bikinis, and you're like, it gets your brain thinking, it gets your mind ticking, you know. And then now, so many comics are like, I'm gonna flaunt my body, and it's like, oh God, I can't look at you the same.
Well, look at the way we started this podcast. Two sexy dudes with their shirts off.
That's right.
And oh man, where do we?
I was walking through Times Square yesterday, and there were girls with their asses and tits painted. And there's a girl sitting there painting her tit, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was with my bud, and she's a lesbian. I was like, shouldn't you be flipping out right now? She's like, I'm a lesbian, not an animal. Just so funny.
Have you ever lived in Manhattan or just Brooklyn?
I lived in Manhattan for a little bit. I've lived longer in Brooklyn, and I would love to live in the West Village forever. That would be like my goal, you know. But I love where I'm at in Brooklyn. You know, I got a good thing going. My location's great, you know, especially with the bike. My neighborhood's fantastic. I got
Williamsburg?
Yeah. I got buddies all over the neighborhood. I got a guy that sells me cigarettes for $10. You know, my pharmacist takes care of me.
Isn't that what they cost?
No, they're $15.
Pharmacist takes care of you. That doesn't sound sober.
No, like takes care of me in like.
I'm just joking.
Like when I come in, he's like so excited to see me, and we like talk. You know.
Before.
Well, he gave me an intervention because I got hit by a car a while back, and the doctor was the doctor was a pill pusher. He was like, "How many Percocet you want?" And I was like, "As many as you can give me." And I ate like 90 in 8 days. And my pharmacist sat me down and was like, "Fidance, this is no good." He calls me Fidance.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That must have been a hard conversation to have.
Yeah, but also it's like a small mom and pop pharmacy, right?
Right.
And back in like November, they messed up my medications, and for 2.5 weeks, I was totally off my meds on a different med. I didn't look at the bottle. I just, you know, you go to the pharmacy, you get your medicine, you take your medicine, and I just business as usual, but they fucked up and gave me a different medication in different bottles. different medication. And so for 2 weeks, I was off my meds, on different meds, and it was no, not pain pills.
What
just
meds?
I'm on lamotrigine, Zoloft, gabapentin for bipolar depression.
Really?
And it fucked me. It wigged me the fuck out.
Are you still on those?
Yeah. And and then finally I got everything was right on my meds and things have been great. But for like a month and a half period, I was fucking whacked out. It was really fucking bad. I had to go away. It fucking sucked. And because it's like a small mom and pop, everyone I know was like, dude, that's a lawsuit. You could make a ton of money. And I'm like, if it was CVS, I would, but it's my buddy Vivek. I can't do it to him.
And plus you're an artist, man. You need to focus on being
that's the thing. That's the thing. That would be such a fucking nightmare. It would take up so much time. I also had a suit against the city for fucking I got wrongfully imprisoned 2 years ago for they threw me in jail for hopping a turnstile. My records were sealed.
Are you kidding?
No.
I got busted hopping a turnstile, and they just gave me a ticket.
Well, my fingerprints were sealed. So to them, they thought that I had a warrant, that I had a prior that I didn't take care of. But in reality, I used to work for the DOE. And once my certification ran out, my fingerprints were sealed. And since I didn't renew, they didn't have open access to my fingerprints. So in their, opinion, I had this warrant. I was arrested before and I didn't take care of it. So they threw me away. And then the next day I talked to the lawyer and immediately he goes, do you work for the DOE? I go, yeah. And he goes, all right, we're going to get you out of here. Your fingerprints are sealed and you got a suit against the city. And I was like, what? And then I got a letter. It was like, you were wrongfully imprisoned, contact us. And I was like, man, I'd be such a fraud phony if I sued the city. In a way, maybe it would be like, I'm taking up for everyone that's been wrongfully imprisoned, but then I would be lying because it would just be a selfish endeavor for me to make money. And then I would have to lie to them and be like, psychologically, I was blah, blah. I was like, really? I just fucking slept uncomfortably for like a little while and then had to listen to guys praying and yelling at each other.
And what a good story.
Yeah,
Kinda, right?
But I mean, I would just be a fraud, and that doesn't sit well with me. So I guess I'll just be poor because I'm not taking advantage of these money-making schemes that have come before me.
Yeah. Well, don't take advantage of that one. But have you ever, how we doing on time? We good?
Good. We're at 6:45.
6:45 when you have to leave?
I gotta leave at like 7:15, 7:20.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we could wrap up by 7:15. That'd be perfect.
Okay, cool. I got. Have you ever heard of this book called Unconventional Medicine by Chris Kressner?
No.
You should look into that book too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like a psychologist or like one of those high-stepping friends.
You're probably gonna put meds on me, right? Because when you asked about my meds, I saw a face that went, oh, wow.
I know.
The Bhattacharya says.
No, but I'm just saying, because I've been researching diet a lot lately, and diet.
I gotta fucking
you already got
change my diet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then this is it because,
I'm on board with that.
Like
but again,
a lot of depression and just a lot of that kind of stuff. Actually, I like you to smoke because I'm like living vicariously.
Yeah.
That's what level of ex-smoker I am.
I love it.
Yeah. No, I'm not going there.
That was so rude of me because whenever someone's offered me a drink, that was the devil.
No, you know
I'm
what?
So sorry.
Dude,
so many of my friends.
I'm over here telling you about to get self-help books. I'm being the worst kind of person over here.
Dude, let me tell you.
I deserve that.
So many of my friends that have stopped smoking lately have gone, give me a cigarette. Let me just have it. And it's been ingrained in me that all my friends are cigarette relapsing.
Bro, if you had a Juul, I would hit that.
I got one, but it ain't charged.
A real cig, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
A real cig, I can't.
It's insane that teenagers
that Juul
and adults,
is the most addictive thing.
Dude, they will judge
existed.
the fuck out of me for smoking and then be like, you know what? It is so fucking stupid and bad for you that you smoke.
Right. No,
I just think you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
It's caramel. I'm like, you're a jerk off.
So, but about that unconventional medicine real quick. Because that is like, if you address your diet, I'm just going to be this guy while you smoke. Is that a fair trade?
Yeah, of course.
Like, you're enjoying a delicious cigarette.
Please.
And I'm just being an
I value
annoying...
what you have to say. Let me hear it.
That's cool. Just like, just because I've been researching it a lot, and I've had a lot of issues with depression and all this stuff, you know, and I've like taken care of my diet a lot lately, and just I'm just not depressed anymore at all. And you know, I've like experimented with meds and stuff here and there in the past too, and it's just like, just throwing that out there as like check out some of that stuff.
Now, what did you eliminate from your diet?
Well, that's very interesting. Right now, I'm eliminating carbs.
Ooh.
Like pretty much like being into ketosis and all that.
How do we get that stomach like yours? You got like a flat flab stomach. Like when you sit down, some of the skin is so you have like no fat.
Yeah.
So your skin like wrinkles, but there's no fat behind it.
Right.
You have no rolls. You just have like the wrinkles, and then you stand up and it's just like hot. And then me, I got this like little inner tube around my belly, and no matter how much fucking I ride my bike, it's diet.
It's diet, bro. It's straight up diet.
So what do I got to eliminate?
Well,
let me tell you my diet. In the morning, I do eggs, bacon, and spinach. Don't eat during the day, and then I eat my free meal at night.
And what's the free meal at night?
Usually a salmon Caesar salad.
That's not that bad.
But then sometimes at night I gorge cookies or peanut butter.
See, there it is. Boom, boom. But everything else was perfect.
Yeah.
No, because it's just like get
or
into
sometimes I'll eat a
ketosis.
hamburger, a cheeseburger.
That's okay.
Or a steak.
Like honestly, like the meat stuff is good. The carbs are no good in terms of just like, you know. And I've tried like veganism and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm experimenting with ketosis and more.
That's a new one, ketosis.
Yeah, that's like that. You know. So I don't know. I just experiment around with it, but I'm definitely that. Eliminate cigarettes and run every day.
La 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 la. I don't want to hear it.
I know you don't want to hear it, but it's actually great. But then you can like lose those meds too, because those meds are like when you start reading about those, it's like danger, danger, Will Robinson.
I feel better now than I ever have.
But then if it's working for you and you do seem great,
insurmountable struggle to get to where I'm at. Yeah. I appreciate your opinion. Oh, is it raining? Oh, that's not outside. No. I appreciate your opinion, but it's going to be a no for me, dog.
Okay. I'm good. Well, then, pick another card.
Let's go.
The Motivation Manifesto.
Is the free meal at the cellar?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
See? I told you.
This speaks to me.
Boom.
Should I say it?
Yeah, of course. That's
love is always the final and most complete cure to our inner demons.
Wait, we got to meditate on that. Love is always what?
The final and most complete cure to our inner demons.
See, I'm trying to give you love.
You're trying to give me love. I have found so much love and acceptance from the people around me once I started to work on my demons.
Yeah.
And then once I learned to love myself, I've been able to love others around me. And love is so fucking powerful. I love this so much.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That fucking is great.
Cool.
I'm going to take a picture of it. What'd you get?
Reality can be shaped and changed by my direct actions. And so I will act with constancy to forge my ideal life.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
You got to act your way into better thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of things I need to change.
Like what?
Like what?
Your sleeve situation?
I just had this conversation with Suzette today. She's like, "Hey, Hood, you have to clean up. Like, we need to dress you. You need to shave. You need a haircut. You need to start a better diet. You need to manage your time better. It's like everything. I'm a mess.
I don't think you're a total mess.
The cool thing about being a mess, is you can look forward to cleaning it up.
Yeah.
But you can get stuck in the mess.
That's true. Well,
it's comfortable.
The drift. The devil wants you to drift because he wants you to think it's laid back and it's all good, but really, before you know it, it could be dark. It could be darkness. Wisdom is knowing who to be and what to do in a given situation. Virtue is acting on that wisdom.
Wow. Look at that.
I mean,
boom.
Boom.
I love it. I love how a lot of this is about action, because not many people take enough action.
Yeah.
A lot of it's words. My mom ingrained it in me, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And so much of what we're seeing in this world is just people talking and not doing anything about anything.
Yeah.
Which is why I get upset when people present me with problems or like injustices. My inclination is, well, all right, okay, that's a problem. What do we got to do to fix it? Let's fix it. Let's make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And that, in my personal relationships, intimate relationships, has been tough because a lot of times people don't want immediate fixes. They just want to be heard, you know.
Explain that.
You know, like when you're with a chick and something's wrong and you're like, okay, well, I think if we do this, if you just da-da-da, they're like, I don't want you to be the problem solver right now. I want you to listen.
Right.
You know? So I've developed this tactic where when a friend or someone in my life starts talking about something, I go, okay, do you want me to listen or do you want my opinion? And then that gives them the option of saying, I want you to be a listening ear or I want your input. Because sometimes the input isn't always wanted. Right,
and what do they usually say?
Opinion.
They want an opinion.
Sometimes, you know, half a third of the time they'll go, just listen. And I go, okay.
Are you the type of person that gets friends coming to them a lot
all the time?
All the time.
And I need to watch out for that because I have a God complex where I want to like fix everything and make everything better.
Is that what I'm doing over here? Maybe a little bit.
No.
Okay,
no.
Good.
And I have to look out for that because I'll absorb a lot of people's problems, and then my own will fall by the wayside. I am, yeah. Empath? I really try to be. Yeah. I try to be what was the word? I wrote it down the other day. An alpha empath.
Right. Wow.
You know, like a sensitive alpha.
Right.
You know.
What is an alpha empath to you?
To me, it's someone that feels and listens and then wants to do something about it and
take action.
Yeah. And if someone hurts someone, I want to, you know, do something to make it better, you know, instead of just like listening. And then like I'm very like vocal about like, you gotta fucking love yourself.
Right.
You gotta fucking cry and call your mom. You know, like I'm like very empathetic, but in a very like loud, fucking direct way. You know.
Is that something you developed with sobriety?
Yeah, I think so. I really had to learn to be empathetic and loving and accepting to myself because I couldn't accept my sobriety for a while. I couldn't accept the fact that I couldn't drink. You know, that was really fucking hard. That I couldn't do this thing that I loved and found like a true kinship in.
What made you finally make that leap?
What
was your bottom?
Fucking fell down so many times. I've had so many different, but hey man, my bottom had a trap door. You know what I mean?
And that one had a trap door too.
Yeah, and I had a shovel too because I kept digging. Know what I mean?
I could tile my bathroom with white chips, bro.
Woo-wee! Never heard that one. That's great. Yeah, you know, I just had to get beat down enough to where it was like it's over. You know, I tried so many times to go. This time will be different. Yeah. I mean, dude, I get a picture of the last time I did coke. My jaw is on the other side of the street. Yeah. It is. I mean, I am an unhinged snake. Just like,
yeah. That's such an awful drug.
Oh, God. Well, I think alcohol's the worst. I got a line where I'm like, you know, alcohol, they call it spirits because it takes yours away.
Yeah.
You know? I am just a godless, soulless shell of a human when I'm drinking. I cannot function. I am of no service to myself or my fellow man, and it's just not good for me.
Right.
You know. So, and I got to accept that, and that's okay. And something that helped me accept that is talking about it on stage. Because if I talk about stuff on stage, I got to be accountable for it. I can't be a hypocrite.
You talk about your sobriety on stage?
Yeah, I'd like to get deeper into it, but it's you know, it's hard talking about dark stuff because the crowd
starts getting bummed out.
Yeah, or they like you and they don't want to feel upset for you. You know, they don't want to think that you're hurting. You know, a lot of people are sympathetic, and then that's what really bothers me a lot about crowds. When but if we're talking about it, we're owning it.
I hate that.
You know,
sympathy thing.
So it's about overcoming that and being able to push through that. You know, so.
Or to just make it a funny turn somehow. But I guess it's difficult with those kind of subjects.
Right, but you got to do it over and over, and you got to fail to make it better. You know, so. All right.
Do you meditate?
Man, that's something that's come up so much. A good friend of mine, she pushes meditation all the time, and she's also pushed not smoking, and I choose not to listen because I still have, as much as I'm moving forward and trying to do good things and great things for myself internally and externally, I do have a little bit of a fear still of what if I'm fully better, you know? Oh my, I feel really great now, and it's taken me so much to get here that I'm like, what if I change something up and it doesn't go well? You know, what if I meditate and things aren't good? What if I meditate and things are good? How do you deal with it? You know, and then that goes over and over. And it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and try the thing that's going to make you feel better, you know? So I need to, is a short answer.
Try the thing that will make you stop thinking so much.
Yeah.
That's the point.
But then in my head, I'm like, well, you succeed because you're constantly thinking. You're constantly analyzing. That's your job. You got to fucking take things, think about it, reflect, turn that into something funny. And what if you have no thoughts? Then you're not going to be good. And then it's like, what if I have clear thoughts and I can take the good things out from all the bullshit? You know?
Don't you think the genius comes from the subconscious, though? Or you think it's coming from more your frontal cortex or whatever?
I don't know. I haven't thought of that before. I don't know where that comes from.
I mean, in music, I find like the best songs come from when not my analytical brain.
And
I would think the comedy would be similar. And when you're in a flow state on stage, that's not your analytical brain.
Yes.
Or boxers, when they box, they're not in their analytical brain.
You fucking hit the nail on the head, my friend. I am at my best when I am free flowing and things are just coming out.
That's
like
meditation.
Conversational, you know, I feel like I've been pretty fucking funny so far, you know, in little pockets.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm not sitting going, well, what about,
yeah.
You know, it's just letting it come out. And that's what I want to do on stage.
Yeah, or like that little silence right there. I was thinking too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I dig that. So, and you think that would come from meditation?
I think that meditation helps. Yeah, it brings you into the moment. I use mantras a lot. Like mantras help. My favorite, and Ehud hates it when I bring this one up.
Is it get off meds?
Ho'oponopono. Yeah.
Ho'oponopono?
Ho'oponopono, this ancient Hawaiian prayer that's like, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you.
Whoa.
And you just repeat that. And I like when I go on runs, I have that as a meditation in my head all the time.
You know what's funny? You bring that up. I love you. I'm sorry, and thank you.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. When I was younger, when I used to masturbate, I used to pray to all my dead relatives. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. While I was jerking off, because I felt so much shame with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it all comes around.
It all comes around. Full circle. Full circle jerk.
Wow. Full circle jerk. Keith Morris outside. We're riffing. We're riffing. We're riffing. We're going.
But it what it does is it allows you to let go of like old programming, and it allows you to forgive, and it allows you to live out of inspiration rather than out of memory, and it allows you to manifest a greater reality.
Maybe, you know, I had no clue who you guys were, and you asked me to do the podcast, and I said yes. Thanks for having me. I'm honored you guys would reach out and ask me. That really means a lot. But I say that to say this. I come into this situation, we're in a fucking basement, who knows what's going to happen, and you just gave me the little angel star in the sky of the thing that I need to follow and do to get to my next step.
Well, it's a powerful...
Because it has been coming up so much in my life that I need to meditate. And to hear you say it gets rid of your analytical brain, because I do think so much, I obsess. But then when I'm in that moment and it's coming out free, I feel so centered and at peace.
Yeah.
And you're saying that will come with meditation.
It will, and this is a good motivation to run, because my running is...
Do you ever get... sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
With this, do you ever... I get a fear that it's too late.
Oh,
you're gonna do it, and it's you should have done this years ago. Don't even try
you're
now.
A kid.
Yeah.
How old are you? 10 years old? What are
11.
you? 30? I mean, dude.
34.
Yeah, you're
How old are you?
47.
You look fucking great.
Thanks,
God
my brother.
Damn.
Thanks, dude.
Holy shit.
That's why I'm promoting clean living, bruh.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's why I'm saying you're a kid. Like, you got this. Like, you got this now.
Man,
like,
I needed that. Thank you.
So check this out. Like, that'll also motivate you to running, because running is boring if you're just, I'm just trying to do it so I look better and I have a sexy stomach when I sit down. But it's like, and hey, thank you for that. I'm going to take that one to the bank.
Yeah, cash it in, baby.
I'm going to cash that one in, dog.
Woo,
No, but no, that's what's good about running is like you put that meditation on, And then, dude,
that's how I feel when I ride my bike. Riding my bike is meditative.
So you get it too. Anyway. So you're already doing it. So I bet you when you ride, you have like great inspiration for jokes and whatnot. It's the same thing when you add in some Ho'oponopono on top of that. It's like a powerhouse of inspiration.
Damn,
it's real good
see,
stuff.
I'll
send you some.
Please do, because I think I have that latent fear of elevating and getting to the next. Because then, oh God, what if I do that and then it doesn't work out? It's like, shut the fuck up, just do it.
Keep elevating.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo! Good input, Ehud. Thank you. That's great. Yeah. I needed that, man.
Well,
Thank you.
Ehud tells me not to bring. And it does get boring, I guess, like that I keep bringing that up, but everybody loves it. So.
Dude, if you keep bringing it up and if one person's affected by it, then you did the right thing.
Okay, good. What advice do you have for podcasters about staying sharp and focused as podcasters? And we're taking notes over here.
You just said it about staying centered and in the moment, not trying to stop and analyze. Just it's truly just having a conversation.
Almost.
Yeah. You just stay on that wave together and go with wherever it goes. I find the best podcasts and the best conversations have not so much an agenda, but have no. Okay, well, we have to get here. Yeah. They just kind of let it go.
I like to take notes, though, so I know some stuff. I want.
That's perfect.
Ask,
Yeah.
And then from there, let it flow and let it go.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. This has been really fun. You guys got a fun thing down here.
Thanks. Yeah. We're baby podcast, but. Yeah, hopefully we're.
You're episode 7.
Yeah, you're episode lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7, baby.
Yeah. So and you have your own podcast too.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I had my own, which was just me. I was
just talking a solo dude.
Right, and then I'd interview people. More often than not, it'd be like people in the punk rock ska community. It was called Ian Fidance's Wild World. And so I'd call an old friend from high school, very music based. I'd call an old friend from high school, or my mom or a buddy of mine, or I do phone interviews with, I had Roger Merritt from Agnostic Front, I had Mike Park from Asia Man Records, Hoya from Madball. I interviewed Less Than Jake, a bunch of like music that I dig. I would find people to talk to. But it got pretty exhausting with a bunch of other projects I have where I would have to schedule these interviews, talk, edit, produce, put it out. And I gained, people dug it. I'm going on tour of Europe in the fall from the podcast, which is like crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like I should do it. But, but the podcast I have now is called Sex in the City.
Oh, yeah, we already mentioned that. So,
yeah,
what's that one?
Me and a buddy are watching Sex in the City, and we just talk about it. It's very fun and silly, and we talk about the show. Each episode, we kind of dissect and bring it back to our own lives, and have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, we've gotten like a pretty big fan base already. We're gonna start doing live shows.
What happens when you run out of episodes?
We're gonna keep going. I mean, there's 2 movies, a bunch of seasons.
And then you can always shift to another show.
Yeah, and it's also really about us. But the goal of every episode is to get Sarah Jessica Parker on. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
And whose idea was that?
He's local.
That's a great idea.
My buddy Jay Miller, who's a very funny person, comedian adjacent. He was a producer on Impractical Jokers, and he's just
they're funny as
one of the funniest people I know, man. And he and I have a good dynamic. He's like a consummate pessimist. I'm a wide-eyed optimist, and so we work well together.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're trying to get sponsored by Hims, the hair care product, because he uses Hims.
What's Hims?
Hims is this. Oh my god!
I see it on the subway. I don't know what
it is. So dumb. It is like. Well, they have one for. They have one for Viagra, and then they have one for hair, where it's supposed to. It's like a new age Rogaine, right? But all you do to get is you take a picture of your head, you send it to them, and then answer like 4 questions, and then they send you a pill that you take and like shit you put in your head, and for the first 3 months you're supposed to get depressed, lose your hair, and then it grows back.
This is going full circle back to your meds, bro, because do you know also Viagra?
I ain't taking it.
But meds in general, do you know that Viagra was a blood pressure medicine?
Well, yeah. And then they noticed it's a side effect.
And they noticed it's a side effect, and then so they had an ad company make up a condition called erectile dysfunction. That didn't even exist. That is true. Look into that.
Whoa.
That is true. That gives you a little like.
Welcome to Joe's Conspiracy Corner.
I know. What do you think
Moon
about flat
landing?
Earth?
Right. Are you flat earther?
I am.
Here we go. A little pause. You believe in a flat Earth?
I did not say that.
We're starting to look
No.
into it, not because it's interesting. The theories are.
Oh,
we're trying to get a
my
flat
God.
earther in
We
here.
do want to interview a flat
Yeah.
earther. We're open. We're open here. We whatever.
What about the moon?
Oh, you're getting judgy. What about the moon landing? We're not flat earthers. We're open. We're open to.
I don't
it's
believe.
a slippery
I
slope.
don't
Being
believe-
open to flat earthers is the gateway drug to fucking.
We are
open.
open. We are open to all philosophies. I mean, Elon Musk says this is a simulation, so who knows what Who knows?
I've had that fear, and it's like, is this all real? And it's like, well, even
I don't
if
think
it's
this
not,
is a simulation.
just like enjoy it while you're here.
I just think it's fun to think about these
Yeah.
things. But that medicine thing is true though. Viagra.
Well, if you're open to flat Earth, I'm not going to really listen to your opinion on medication. So
it was going so well.
yeah. No, this is great, man. I've had fun.
Man.
Yeah.
I've had fun too.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you
Pleasure
so much.
to meet you.
Pleasure was mine.
Yeah.
This is great. I
Yeah.
got a good vibe from you guys. I rolled up jamming Marilyn Manson. We went and got a coffee.
Fuck yeah. Marilyn
Beautiful
Manson from
people.
Ohio. I'm from Ohio.
No way.
Yup.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
It explains it.
Yep.
Explains a
Beautiful
lot.
people, the beautiful.
We gotta come see. We gotta come see you at the cellar, man.
Yeah. I do gigs everywhere else.
Yeah.
I've done a show at Coney Island Baby. They have shows here every Tuesday. It's very fun.
Oh, you do them here?
Yeah, my two buddies of mine run a show here every Tuesday. I've done it. I do a ton of bar shows. Other clubs treat me really well, which is
Okay, cool.
great.
If I wanted to like start doing like open mic and like dip my toe into,
I would go to the
stand-up
Creek in the
comedy.
Cave. Creek in the Cave is the best fucking venue. They got open mics every night, 6 p.m., 11 p.m.
Creek in the Cave.
Long Island City, 1093 Jackson Avenue. Go there, check it out. Support the venue. Rebecca Trent, amazing person.
Okay. Rebecca Trent.
Get a
Creek in the Cave.
burrito at the Cali style Mexican place
No
upstairs.
carbs, bro. No.
Oh
carbs.
yeah. Well, you can get
No carbs and flat Earth.
no.
No flatbread, but
That's the
maybe some
name-
flat Earth.
That's the name of your first comedy album. That's perfect. Yeah, man. Yeah. But I got a website, ianfidance.com, with all my dates and everything.
Okay.
I bop around the
ianfidance.com.
city every night. So I get to take a night off. Every problem I have today is a good problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I can't complain.
We got them luxury problems now.
That's right, dog.
Congratulations on your work and your sobriety and
Thank
everything,
you, man.
It's
I
real good to
appreciate
meet
it.
you.
You too.
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Ian Fidance.
That's right.
And thanks, Ehud. Check us out
Thanks,
on
Ehud.
what? Patreon. We already plugged
Support
that.
us.
Support us. Patreon.com where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yep.
iTunes. Check out Ian.
Check out Ian.
iAnimal on Instagram.
I
Just
Animal.
got to 10K, baby.
I
Me
saw
too.
that.
Me too.
Hell
I
yeah.
followed you today.
Yeah,
Nice. Thank you. I
I'll
can
follow
swipe
you.
up finally.
I know. That's a
Right?
hot move.
I know. Now I
like
can
that.
fucking move
Yeah.
more tickets.
Do you have blue check on Instagram?
No blue check. I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it though. Don't worry.
I'm supposed to.
we're
I'm
trying to
supposed
figure
to.
out how
I'm
to
supposed
get
to get mine this week.
If you get a blue check before me, I'm gonna kill
Oh,
myself.
dude, that's gonna happen. That's already a lock, bro.
Do you have management? What is it for your music?
Bruh, it's a lock. I'm blue check before you.
Damn.
You
Well,
might
you
as
know.
well go ahead and not kill yourself.
Oh man, hey, we're all our own blue checks.
You-
You're gonna find the blue
exactly.
check within yourself.
Exactly. Blue check your own damn heart.
Yeah, blue check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Blue check yourself before you wreck yourself, baby.
My man, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, good to see you.
Hey, you too.
All right. That's a wrap. Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.